ship is real, we are glad you're here today. So take back home and be a cheer. Bring us home more fellowship, and world once more. You are near our door. Come again, Rotarian, come again.
And now, Sam, would you like us to tell us a little bit about the District Rotary Foundation seminar?
Yes, good afternoon, dear Rotarian, and our guest. Hello, Tiffany. May, yeah, and now the third from Mexico, Shirley. Nice to meet you. Thank you, Secretary. Thank you, Renee. Okay. Okay, I proposing to announce the Rotary Foundation Training Program will be held on the October 5th, 2024, from the 1:30 p.m. to 5:30, and in the Diego Zone. This half-day course will be need a seat from 50 members at home. With 15 members can go out now. The DJ has assigned us or come as a host of this meeting. Please manage time available and help in any way possible. And last 3 weeks I have visited two elementary school. That school is with Fire to Guguan, and Fire just now he gave me the nice student who is need help. Okay? And to high school, one is with the M, go to Xiangshan Guozhong, and the other is Jess, go to Xiangshan Guozhong. And one overnight is I will with the pass to Wanggong. And tomorrow I will go to the other elementary school with Skin, visit the other elementary school in Taipei. By the end of this month, we will have evaluate our project and come to decision. Maybe, and then second time I will go with the our community service chairman Simon to chair again and make decision. And last, I attend Robin's group meeting regarding our outing this year. Robin will announce the location and the date of our travel. And last Sunday we have go to Robin. He invited us to go to restaurant. It's a restaurant, and he may have two choices. One traveling in this island, in Thailand, and the other they go overseas. They say he will go to Macau. I don't know, but Robin will make a decision. Thanks.
Thank you, President. Now it is my time. Alright, so the Rotary Club of Taipei, their anniversary chart is coming up, and it is October 4th, Saturday, and it is very expensive, $2,380. But we have 4 slots. Please take advantage of them. First come, first serve. If you're interested, please contact Emma as soon as possible. And then secondly, that this is our very first mobile weekly meeting. We're going to give it a try. We're going to visit Central Taiwan University of Science and Technology, Zhongtai Keji Daxue, and everyone should have received a parking ticket from Emma. Now, if you don't have the parking ticket, that's okay. Emma's going to send it to everyone. You can print it out too. They have limited parking on B2 and B3. If you are late or there are no parking space, you will have to find street parking yourself. So, B3 and B4, right? So if you have any questions, ask Emma. We will also send out more information to you tonight. And other than that, I think that's it for me. All right, so Gretel, and we have the honor to introduce our distinguished guest, Ms. Liu, especially from Harvard.
Hello, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce my good friend, Prosecutor Wu. And she is very outstanding, and she is a very famous prosecutor. And we had a very nice Lunar Chinese New Year Eve in the United States with my family and with her. And she just came back from Harvard University for 1 year. And 法务部送她去哈佛1年。So and because she is so standing, but actually she can be the chief prosecutor in our government, because she has another relatives and 高检署检察长是那个姐姐哈，所以那个制度 cannot have two chief prosecutors， 所以他都在教学的工作哈，法务部教学司法官训练所教学助理处长哈。Today she will bring the different experience in the United States and make a comparison with Taiwan for us. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm glad that I have this opportunity to share my experience with you, and also I hope you won't be not so comfortable as my English is not so fluent as you thought. For the past 1 year, I do the research for our government Minister of Justice at Harvard and search some articles for our government to report some very argumentative issues. As you know, some sovereign issues, some kind of issues. And also, I do the research in the field of information law. And I also some classes about intellectual property law, also international trade law, and some criminal procedural law, especially how American Constitution cases applied in some criminal procedure. So right here, I think there's a lot of some American lawyers know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I've never been United States for such a long time, and I observed some six various things that I think Taiwan should learn from them. And these six varies, including one, the first vary is I observed that American has very good ethic, moral and practical and also creative education. I think that inspiring me very much, especially when I observed American, their society, in the public area, their parents confine their children very much to let their children to learn how to self-discipline. That I think this kind of family education really affect their people. And in the education also, I observe in their campus, I observe that both campus, the people in campus and also outside in the community, those people, they like to help others from the bottom of their heart without any request. They automatically, they like to help people. And this kind of atmosphere, I think, affect the foreigner very much, especially when you share their kindness when you are in the dark night and someone asks, can I do the favor of you to help you to lift your luggage or open the door for you during the cold winter? I think it's very warm. for it. And also I observed their setup, especially at Harvard Law School. I observed that they set up many useful workshop class. And that workshop class, very practical, that the instructor, they invite the alumni graduate from Harvard University, and both of the instructors are lawyers, very experienced lawyers, and they teach their students how to make a plan to set up, for example, to set up a company in a foreign country, and what kind of thing you should prepare. And in that class, I observed that the teacher, the instructor, throw many questions and ask the students to make a plan. For example, they might ask the students to set up a plan to set up a company in Nigeria, and the students have to know all the related law in Nigeria. And so there are also a student from Nigeria. So those students can instruct the other classmates that whether the law they search from Nigeria is correct or not. And also they learn to know the text about how the tax regulation from Nigeria, how the manpower regulation from the government, and also how the accounting system in Nigeria. So all I think is the overall regulation students have to learn about to do this project. And after, at the end of the semester, the students have to report the detail of this plan, and the instructor will focus on their plan, which defect or what kind of problem will come from their plan. So in this project, in this workshop, the student can learn the really true practical law, and also practice actually happening in Nigeria country. So I think this kind of learning process, this kind of learning method, that can educate the people, educate the student very well to practice their law license in the future. So I think this is very effective. And the same way I have heard of from the other science project. For example, some medical projects, some medical students that tell me that their anatomy class, that the teacher teach the anatomy class with real man body, separate in some little group in a class, and let the student do their alone to cut the brain tissue of the human body, to learn about how the nerves really allocated in our brain. So it's very practical, educational way to educate the students. So that impressed me very much. I think this is our higher education system have to learn about. But that needs resources, very much resources to support that. The second value is I observed American society, there are many respectable persons that do some charity things. For example, it's very well known that Buffett, Bill Gates, that they donate very much charity foundation. And also, I recognize that one Harvard professor called William Bishop, he set up a free charge intellectual property law training program in the internet called Copyright X. And that program is abstract of copy law. And that copyright law is the whole life abstract of this professor with free charge. Everyone can go to the Harvard Law School website, and when you key in the Copyright X program, then you can audit this class. And this class, the whole program, that is the handout, also post on the internet, and all the people can order this class from the internet without charge. And this class is the same in the Harvard Law School during his class. So, except some cases, they need to separate in some groups that was held in the class, not in the internet. Besides that, that is almost the same in the internet. So that class he tried to educate the people all around the world to know about the basic concept of intellectual property law and also American intellectual property law. So that impressed me very much. And also, I think that this kind of personality and the behavior that also inspire the students, that your teacher set a very good example for them, that they contribute themselves to the society and also to the world without any charge. So that inspired me very much. And the third varies is I observed that American has very efficient and powerful executive administration power. I observed that when they find something, some person or some factory or some company against or violate their law, their connected, related department, they do the cooperation very well and very efficiently. And so, for example, if they find some company that, for example, the company trying to involve some drug trafficking to sell the drugs, to cross border or cross the state, and their related administrative department, they cooperate very well. Custom and their inter-department, their justice department, they cooperate very, very well. And also they have very well regulation to support their exaggeration. So this kind of function, government function, that makes them they can exaggerate their policy very efficiently. So I think this kind of function mode that is our government have to learn. This is quite impressive for me. And the fourth is they have very strict regulation to the government to protect their citizens' rights. But beware, what I'm talking about is citizens' rights, not people's rights. That is different, because when we talk about people's rights in America, that including the resident, which means those people, they haven't got their citizenship. So they divide the citizen right protection into two parts. One part is foreigner and the resident, and the other part is resident, the true resident. If you are the resident, then you can argue against the government that all your rights was protected by American Constitution law. So all kinds of law or regulation you can argue against the government. So that is quite strong protection, especially in privacy field. For example, some the email use, if the government or the mail is the mail package. If you are a citizen, the government, the post office want to open your mailbox, they got to have the warrant approved by the judge. But if you are just a foreigner or a resident, according American post law, they can just exempt if the mailbox just across the border, then the post office can open it to exempt if there is anything wrong against violate their law. So that the protection is different. So I observe that if you are the resident, you can share the fully protection of your privacy, the American law. And that is a very strict regulation in citizens' protection. To the contract in our country, we also have the privacy protection law in our country. For example, 个人资料保护法. But the reality is some part of this law is too strict that some part cannot work in practical. So right now we frozen that part and waiting for legislate to correct it. But the other part, some part about the internet database is not protected like Americans. But in America, there are up to the contract. If you make any deal with the private company, in the private company, the privacy, your privacy is quite depending on your country, your contract with this company. For example, I think many of you have a Gmail mailbox, right? And do you really read it all about the contract with Gmail?
No.
Google company? No, definitely not. Because it's too long, right? And it's too professional. You cannot read it all. But actually, if you do not agree that agreement, then you cannot use it, right? So most of all, you key in, yes, I agree, right? If you agree of this agreement, then you are confined. If some part of your mail will serve in their cloud database, if you open an email. For example, someone sent you an email, if you did not open it, and the government want to see the detail of this email, the government, the police, should have the warrant, then can open it, right? But if you open the email, you have seen the email, and this email you saved in your internet, right? Mailbox. Then this kind of material, the content, will be saved in their cloud server. In the cloud server, And that cloud server was regulated by the U.S. government. So if the government want to see the mail, the email that you have seen and saved in that cloud server, then the government, the police, just have to use the administration power to discuss with Google properly. Will you allow me to see, do you have this kind of email saved in your cloud server? Then the government can use this kind of administrative power to see the content of that. That is based American law that regulated if the company have this kind of database, you have to obey the regulation with the administrative power. If the administrative department have some criminal judicial needs, then they have to cooperate with them. So they can see that. So you see that is quite different regulation in the private part, not in the government data. As for government database, they have very strict regulation. For example, the government cannot disclose those information to the others. If they want to disclose this kind of information to others, they have to do some procedure according to their regulation. Yeah. And the fifth, I observe the fifth is they have very insightful and reasonable media that can criticize their government and also public issue with reasonable way. So you can see many column writer or the freelance writer, they do a lot, some insightful articles to their media that they safeguard their American value, their belief very well. And I think that is our press need to learn from them. And the last one is based those above 5 very good way that American style of life that attract international elite to come to America, and that have interaction that makes Americans stronger than the other country. So based on these 6 values, I think Taiwan has a long way to learn. Yeah. So although Americans also have some downside, for example, they did not do very well in their public transportation infrastructure, especially in some rural area that is not so convenient. And also there some national industry, their working style is not so efficient. But overall, they have these 6 values that helps Americans stronger than the other countries. That is a very skin deep observation of my past 1 year. Thank you.
听得太入神了，不好意思。
Can you ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
It's so many legal terms, so excuse me, but maybe use the time. Can you elaborate a little bit about the recent public issue about the food security? And especially clarify, I think the newspaper said that 江永院长 says 一罪不两罚. Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing is that about the wrongdoing, you have to prove that it has done some damage to the general public, so you can penalizing on the certain. And 大同石油 original cases going to be penalized for about 1.8 billion, end up with 50 million.
Yeah.
So that was Can you sort of elaborate on those issues?
Yes. Actually, when I at Harvard Law School, I joined one lecture talking about American FDA regulations, and they also lack of manpower to execute some exam from the food company, but they have set out very strict regulation about manufacturing of food manufacturing, and also very strict regulation about selling food. The store, the department store or some supermarket, when you want to import some food from foreign country, you have to submit some international certificates institute that gave them some certification from the international lab institute. And once they found out some company violate this kind of regulation, they have very heavy fine, very heavy penalty to punish those people that's against the law. And as for recently, our rancid water and oil events, I think we do have some regulation that the FDA or the environmental police can use. They don't want to use it because in our 行政执行法 we have instant execution power regulate a provision there. 我们有这样的规定叫做即时强制。But as for 即时强制 right now we can so many police use it when someone have danger in the house. The police can broken your door to save that person, right? This kind of power called 即时强制. But why the other administration department, they don't want to use it? Because they have to bear the burden of once if they lose, if there is not strong evidence to show this kind of people was against the law, right? So many our environmental policemen, they don't want to use it. So the problem is, do we have sufficient support to support those administrators to do this kind of things? Do our representative of people, 我们的民意代表, do we have the reasonable representative to support those people, those police to do their job? If we do not, we can see many cases that our prosecutor and our police go to find some people who against the law, but there are some representatives of the people. They try to lobby these cases, and that makes those administrators, they did not like to use this power. So there's many talk show that they say that we need to set up FDA police, and let me ask you, every field in our living, we have many kind of things related to regulation. For example, the construction safety we need to protect. Our food security need to protect. Many things need to protect. Do we have to set all kinds of police to protect this kind of field? No. We have the basic rule there, but our people do not like to use it. They don't want to bear the burden. The problem is this. So, and also for the long term, we did not set up very neutral and very professional certificate institute. That makes our problem, our food safety problem, serious than ever. So I think the real problem is there. So it's not lack of regulation, it's we lack of the support to do this kind. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. How do you improve it? How do you resolve this support issue?
Pardon?
How do you resolve this support issue that we were just talking about?
Yes, I think first of all, I think we need the people, the media, to be neutral and reasonable and insightful. That our press sometimes is too, I don't think they're objective. Sometimes they're driven by some party or they did not see through the problem with very objective and neutral standing. So I don't think they did not really catch the problem of it. Yeah. And you can see in this event, the resid water and oil, this event, you can see some farmer, they already argued this problem for a long time. But the local environmental police, they did not make it happen to exaggerate the power, to examine the place. Actually, it's very easy to find out, right? They have the distinct smell came out, and you can see some water came out into the farmer's field. So you can see there's problem there, but they did not want to resolve it. So that is the problem there. And the part of our prosecutor, every time when this kind of event happens, all the people accept that the prosecutor can do something about it. But actually, the police, our prosecutor, lack of so many manpower, we cannot examine every cases. So we can only focus on very serious cases and to examine it, and we supervise the police to do it. But it's not enough. We need all of our community, our whole country's people, everyone is the supervisor. Everyone to help to observe and supervise our environment. I think that is important.
Any question? Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
This is.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Attendance request, please.
Hello everyone. The attendance report, and today there's 18 Rotarians and 1 visiting Rotarian and 2 guests, and it comes to a total of 60%.
Thank you. And Sergeant Holmes report.
Donation report. Thank you to the Wood. Very nice speech. We have 2 donations today. First, donation from President Sam, 1,000. May you join our club.
Yeah, we need a prosecutor. and donation from Secretary Wendy. That is the wonderful donation 500.
Thank you. And anything else you would like to add?
Yes. Meeting cross. Okay. No.
好，今天我们是最后一堂课那下一节我们就会给同学做一个期末报告就在班上我出的题目就在这边写那看到史哲维他就这样子自杀了，我们也觉得生命真的怎么都是可贵，但是他的自杀也不能责怪他了因为他对医学外行，不然的话这个时候他如果懂得赶快去找医生吃那个百忧解、千忧解之类的药我们的头脑的 serotonin、多巴胺、norepinephrine 这些传导物质，每个人都有先天的缺憾，特别是压力大的人工作上忙碌。那史先生他是非常杰出的派驻美国的新闻记者，能力超强，也曾经访问过克林顿总统这样的一个能力很好的人，他的要求自己可能过高，那我们就应该以我们的专业来辅导这些人不要因为他是明星，他是很亮丽的明日之星，或者他是记者，没有一个人例外，只要他的身体出了状况，我们不要把他当 VIP 来看每一个来到医院求诊的所有的人，不分种族，不分男女，不分他的思想是统是独蓝绿，也不分他是 VIP 强者还是游民，都要得到同样的对待在医学伦理里面，我们记得上次老师可能在最开始的时候有跟同学提到，伦理学是以理性来探讨一个人做出来行为的对与错，在医学上我们叫做医学伦理，在环保上叫环保伦理，在教学上叫教学伦理在哪一个职场上就是那个职场的伦理在医学我们就比较容易规范，因为医学有什么？有教育，就像我们来上课，医学有临床，医学有研究，就是很多教授都关在实验室里面做白老鼠实验然后做很多的跑电泳还有医学也有 administration 就是他的控管，他的职场上那个因为医学延伸出去的各种制度的管理控管弄得不好，包括全人健保，你如果没有一个很好的保险制度结合在医学上，那这个保险反而会害人就会引导医生来做一种谋财的工具没有那个起初的爱心所以医学伦理探讨的就是它的 universality， 它的公平性它有没有 justice， 有没有公正它有没有让所有的人都得到equal的对待它是不是真正的放诸四海皆准这个标准如果不是放诸四海皆准的，只有一小部分一小撮的人他认为对的，那我们就不应该执行这种医学的动作所以它受规范，它的规范是比 habit， 就是我们的平常习惯高于，再比它高的就是 custom 就是变成什么礼仪你有节日，你要遵守那个节日，也是因为经过很久以后人类才去体会出来，在这个节日你必须要做什么一方面是庆祝，一方面也是缅怀，一方面也是遵守变成一种礼仪以后会变成 morality 意思就是道德道德标准，你那个道德标准已经提高于比你的祭祖，比你的那种 遥祭黄陵啊，或者是端午节的吃粽子啦，中秋节的吃蚂蚱，不吃那个月饼那其他的过年的时候围炉比那个更高一等的标准。再比 moral， 我们的 morality 道德更高，就是 ethic， 就是伦理。所以伦理学一定要求放诸四海皆准。而且它 autonomy， 它是主动性的，不能被动，不能人家拿枪逼着你，叫你做开刀，叫你做治疗，不做把你变掉，这种不自主的医疗行为，不是一个合乎伦理学的所以它是一个主动性、公平性而且它是应该在任何体制里面你都不能够把它扭曲的你也能够服务这些蓝营，也能够服务绿营也能够服务没有党性的它绝对不能有所区分这样子我们才能够探讨。当然它有2大主轴，第一个就是 deontology， 就是动机论 ，action 最重要。你做任何行为，在医学伦理上，当我们涉医涉的都算在内你要辅导一个人，这个人像现在你们可以辅导刘杰这个刘杰，你接这个 case 的时候，你应该怎么做？deontology 就是动机论，你认为我有这个义务，也是义务论他是不管结果好坏，我辅导了以后，他搞不好还是坚持他的看法，他要死，他也愿意杀人，他连他爸爸妈妈在捷运上他都要杀那这样的我们也尽我们的能力辅导了，但是我们差于而返，没办法那就要请求精神科的治疗，那已经超越我们的辅导伦理那我们的动机 action 对就好，你还是要做。第二类的叫做 teleology 就是结果论的 consequence， 最后的结果，你做出来的辅导的结果，你治疗的结果 consequence 最重要。有把它改变成他是一个脱胎换骨的好人，以后变成救世主这种像那个穆罕默德像那个华佗，像那个释迦牟尼变成救世主，这个结果 consequence 才被肯定，这是结果论，我们叫 teleology， 又叫 utilitarianism， 叫做利益论，有利益嘛，你做要对有利益对他有帮助，如果对他没有帮助，我就不做所以这一派的讲法跟刚才那个动机论，只要认为对的我就去做，管他后来会不会成功，我怕死我往回走。你看昨天有个62岁的阿伯雍贝他就去把这个歹徒撂倒他还说我就跟他拼了他是美国人台裔的美国人，在美国住了很久，回到台湾看他92岁的妈妈，他要去看骨科亚东医院，路上遇到这样他可以不管可是他见义勇为因为他认为动机是好的就好， action 是一个义务论，他不会是看结果，结果搞不好他说我搞不好我会牺牲因为跟这个180多公分的人打，而且他还是黑道2段在跆拳道黑道2段，那个是你有砖块有石头他都可以劈开的，所以他的手脚利落力气无穷，身高马大，讲真的很多人是没办法反抗在那么狭窄的密闭的车厢里面，何况在移动中所以这个62岁的雍贝他敢这样做，讲真的啦他已经超越他的因为他又不是真正的跆拳道教练，他也不是黑手那个空手道的黑带3段以上的教练，他遇到这个2段的，他还能够把他扑倒在地上，压制在地上，这种勇气就是义务论那 teleology 结果论，一切都要讲结果大家嘛像照因为我不知道这个结果会坏还是好我去打他，我被他拿起来，雨伞本来要戳他，现在拿起来戳我们本来他没有一个比较长的武器，只有刀子30公分，雨伞至少50公分，这样子的话他反而对他有利，那结果我们就不好 consequence 我们觉得结果不会好的我就不做这个癌症我觉得癌症很细，他追我就不做这个要自杀我不做，因为我辅导老半天他还是会跳楼像这个 死则为，对不对？我相信他死的时候旁边也放了很多忧郁症的药，他可能也在服药中，也认真的想要求进步。可是有的医生很敏感，他就知道像这种 VIP 哦，你跟他辅导的要命，给他吃药，他只要有一餐不吃，控制不了头脑里面那些多巴胺、serotonin、norepinephrine 的飙，一飙他就可能从24楼跳下来，对不对？好几个24楼，有12楼的，有躺在床上。就用塑胶袋，他是用塑胶袋子闷死自己的也不挣扎，也没有遗书所以各种不同的，你只要觉得这个结果 outcome 不好的，我就不做，因为我一定要结果是好的，像健保最好，哇，健保就是一个 the great happiness of the greatest number，the greatest happiness of the greatest number， 翻译出来叫什么？要求最大多数人最多的幸福，让最大多数人得到最快乐。保险制度是不是这样？没有一个制度比保险好啊！交一点点的钱，我就得到很好的保障。你看那个死掉的那几个冤枉的4个人，他也不是他自己投保，是捷运公司给每个乘客都有意外的400万。你不幸。因为这个不可避免的，比如说天灾人祸，这个就是人祸啊，大地震啊，大海啸，死掉的人一个人400万，这条钱本来就提存的，一直由捷运公司来配，这个就是保险。保险制度就是让你不幸遇了险，我们叫出险，出险以后你就理所当然可以得到补偿，因为人死不可复活。既然死了不可复活，我们有办法让他心理上得到一点安慰。这个人搞不好后生还有几十年，他还能够有多大的贡献？那至少给他的孩子们家庭不要破碎，给他400万。那你自己平常如果有保险，你有4-5千万的保险，那你就惊落有风了。你走路不怕天上建筑公司的看板掉下来，你也不怕前面有一个酒醉的把我撞死，因为我最少有4-5千万的保险，我死了，不然我自己用不到，但是这个叫做必要之恶，所以保险制度包括健康保险也是一个保险制度，希望大家不要常常出险，也就是说连感冒连肠胃炎都不要，你能够用正确的医学常识。不要到知识了，知识太难了，要去读医学系、牙医学系。那我们就只是用 paramedical， 跟它有关的医学的，我们就把这个常识拿起来。所以我们在通识里面很强调，不需要很专精，研究那个很奇怪的 DNA 的怎么改造啊，怎么转植啊，那个不用。你只要知道那些一般的常识，你就能够在 average 以上。平均一般人以上，你懂更多，来保护你自己，让你不至于中间当牺牲者。那你就不用出险了，不用出险，包括你也不用得到脑癌、心脏病、心肌梗塞、脑中风，因为你已经懂很多基础的保健，比很多人懂太多了，所以你就可以豁免。可是还是没办法预防的时候怎么办呢？那你就认了吧。让出险的保险退出这条费用。就在上个礼拜，1个礼拜前，台中市医师公会的理事长罗医师，他是跟老师常常跑到维也纳、日内瓦、瑞士去抗争，身体好好，比老师还年轻，就中风了。医师公会理事长，也就是医师的头啊，大家选他出来服务我们医界，包括你要登记要开业，要到大医院里面上班，一定要经过理事长盖章，不然的话，你想到台大、荣总、中山、中国你都不行。那一个工会的理事长自己是很内行的医生，都免不了中风。还好这个好人，他中的风不是那么严重。他结果呢，已经可以出来了。虽然走路动作慢一点，但是他能够跟大家一起吃饭了，表示这个是不幸中之大幸。那这个时候他靠的就是保险，不然的话他到 大医院去照个电脑断层，做那种特殊的血栓溶解，哇，花起来都几十万。但是因为有保险，每个月才缴一点点的保险费，你我大概都是缴几百块就可以了。可是我们专业人员会被逼啊，像老师就不行，本来是600、700就好了，但是老师是医生，医生他 suppose 你的收入高，他就假设你一定高，所以你一个月就要缴1万多，那有什么办法？没办法，我们只好交了哈。交了我们也不希望我们常常享受到这种保险带给你的几百万你不用交，那个很严重，表示很严重的病了我们希望我们交出去的保费固然交得很痛比人家600、700块痛10倍、20倍、30倍、100倍，可是呢，因为我用不到，我也很高兴那这个就是保险制度。所以保险制度就是 ethic 我们讨论的伦理学里面一个结果论最重要的，它是让 the great happiness of the greatest number 让大多数人得到最快乐、最幸福这个叫幸福指数幸福指数 hedonic calculus 很重要，它是边沁，边旁边的边，沁是3点水一个心脏的心Bentham 这个学者的理论。那动机论就是康德这个学者的理论 KNT Kant， 康德就是义务动机，我只要好的动机我认为我就应该这么做，所以我就跳下去跟歹徒搏斗，死而没有一点后悔。因为这个62岁的永北他讲说我活这么多，他才21岁呢我跟他打，讲真的会打输了可是那个时候他好像力气也没有了，我就豁出去跟他拼了当然他这样子也减少了很多的伤亡所以我们真的要谢谢这个美国回来的永北。讲到这边我就要笑我们台湾的见义勇为，我们怎么不要这样一群人拿着雨伞，你怕吗？可是一群人大家都拿雨伞，那天刚好下大雨，你就面对他，堵住他，戳他，把他手上的刀子打掉，那这样不是很好压制吗？为什么大家都里头欠洋洋，虽然够信仰？这个社会生病了这个社会生病，不然的话不应该让他在2、3节的车厢这样游走来游走过去，还没有人会见义勇为，那也对当然我们的官员也是这样，外交部发了什么贴纸那个贴纸印说我是台湾人，错了，你一定要讲我不是中国人，你写中国人，他们是要反对中国去跟他们开采油田嘛，他并不是针对台湾，可是你台湾的样子那个面就中国面讲要讲中国话该死所以外交部的贴纸错了，人家那边的台商比较聪明，说不要你就印我不是中国人就好了只要不是中国人他就不杀不打，对不对？可怜的台商在那边就台商马政府出张纸，那还出张嘴什么事情都这样出张嘴，重看不重用我们的海巡官员收了贿，还通报中国的渔船巡逻地点让那个大家可以去偷捕鱼中国渔船告诉他说我们什么时候我们就没有海防，你在家偷2万的鱼咱台湾的偷了黑尾鱼多好的珍贵的鱼资源，我们的藕鱼季藕鱼在10月、11月开始天气要冷的时候有乌鱼子多珍贵，一个很好的你去把通报中国的渔船说我们几点几分不在那边巡航你去偷去你看嘛可恶我们的官员干这种事。再看到这个更可恶，32个校长一审有罪为什么一定要 A 同学的营养午餐？人家已经在生活不好了当然这几个里面有一些是冤枉的，后来判无罪，因为厂商一定要给你，厂商给你他不收又不行，家长会长也同意大家交相力，但是校长不收，他就转给学校去办体育活动补助款，这些校长后来没罪当然518的游行，越南已经 不敢让他失控，不然的话台上照料料，你打错了嘛哦。那中国人他们好像有4000人也用船把他们载走了，飞机载走了哦。不管怎么样的，反中的暴动还在延续中，我们不能小看哦。所以哦，连外交部弄的这个救命贴纸，连越配台湾的配偶，他说我们文法怪怪，那也瞎呢哦。很多地方不要这样，那个写得很奇怪的哦。所以这个处理危机是先机了哦，你做不好就该骂嘛哦。那现在菲律宾爆发反中挺越的示威了，因为菲律宾也是被中国打压哈，所以现在中国赚油一定要赚，要死啊！打架没了啊，两个菲律宾底下反中呢啊，你还说一定要赚，所以美国还谴责他，谴责他的时候，中国的那些高干还站在美国谴责的官员的旁边。所以真难啊，我不知道怎么办哦。人不叫得力，天不叫大忌。人不知道道理，天也不知道我们的甲子，甲子是60年一甲子嘛哈。子丑寅卯辰巳午未申酉戌亥哦，这样是配合的天干地支哈。地支甲乙丙丁戊己庚辛壬癸，这样子倒来倒去变成60年一个甲子。人不叫得力，天就不叫甲子大忌哦，这押韵的哦。校长陷入收回馈贿赂了，不能叫回馈哦。那连检察官都看不敌金钱攻势哦，所以有人给我们钱，有人用钱收买我们的报告，收买我们的良心哦。这么多的校长，有几年，有4年，有3年，有2年，有1年哦。当然也有无罪，只是可惜的有2位，一场弊案4条人命。4位校长被冤枉，有很好的校长一生气到中风死掉。你看嘛呀，没有人来敢玩弄了哦。所以这个中间，开庭啊，开庭是这样，一大群校长教你什么？礼义廉耻，国之四维，四维不彰，国乃灭亡，学校先亡。哦，那才干嘛叫变小？哦，这一大批的校长名单都在，你上网都查得到哦。制度出包可以有回馈制度，就是回馈好听然后就是收回扣。官府无责任吗？哦，你官府应该要出来纠举啊，不要让他们这样哦。现在绿卡的争议，马先生的绿卡，苏先生哦也引起苏贞昌然后批马先生挤牙膏式的回应。最后他也不讲他哪一天有没有真正去放弃丽卡的那个宣誓，日子不知道，只叫美国出一张给 IT 的文章说啊，马先生的已经结案了，我们就不再讨论了。你为什么这么好替他结案？不讨论，那到底是昨天才去的，还是上次被人家纠举出来才去的？啊，最早马先生你不是讲我们家没有一个人有绿卡吗？信誓旦旦没有一个人有绿卡吗？啊，两名挤牙膏啊，有了，我有已经20年没有用的哦，20年没有它自动失效的绿卡。同学，你的身份证你20年不用，它身份证失效，可是你的身份还在嘛，对不对？这个讲不过去了哦。总而言之啊，这种东西就在政治上面被人家拿起来修理哦。啊，现在我们看到立法委员太跋扈，几个人就可以占领，几个人就可以改法案。我们希望以后又恢复以前200-300席，不然一个地区单一选区2票制，也就是说这个选区一个中了，其他人全部落马，不对嘛？以前我们第一个选区哦，东西区，像我们中山是属于南区，我们最少有2-3个、4-5个，总共有4个到5个的立法委员，现在没有啊。哦，现在都是只能一个啊，一个就把这个地区的所有的人的权利。用他的政党色彩把它包装了，那我们就没有了。不同党派的人去要求他怎么样，他可以不办，他不愿意办，他可以推。但是你一个地区如果有3-4个以上，你找 A 不给，我们是找 B 嘛；找蓝不给，找绿嘛；绿蓝都不给，我们找那个无党籍的嘛，哦。所以这个应该要多出来。那个时候为什么要少？也是在民进党跟国民党2个都同意。 所以大家都要打50个屁股，因为那时候是林义雄觉得太多人贪赃枉法，太多人会在那边不好控制，少一点才好控制。天哪，没想到少一点控制更难，因为只要几个人硬是要把你怎么样，你连机会多数决都没有哦，连机会把它弄掉都没有了哦。所以这个大家要检讨政治制度，没有一个是绝对的啊。就像老师现在已经可以告诉你，选举制度是一个错误的制度，数人头51%赢49%啊，51% 就赢了，49%就完全输吗？没有吧。但是我们现在是搞成这样2分法哦，只要有中了，没丢然后就是弄细后，你什么利益在这个4年中间都没有，不对的。你要有多数来尊重少数，如果这样的话就可以有这种多数决。如果不能够有多数的人来尊重少数，把少数的人利益完全把它阻隔哦，将来你们要到服务的时候，你看看多少那个社工他碰到都是铁板，你到时候会很生气，为什么这样？为什么我这个法案这么好的不让我过？我救这个人救这个家呢？你说 I'm sorry， 上个月他孩子中奖了，抽到一个5000块，超过5000块的奖，所以他家就好起来。要收哦，因到是1年烫天，10年20年还佫活落去，一抽一个奖，好，一抽就一个奖，因到就这样袂使变成3级平民了。